So welcome back guys, and in this video we're going to be doing routing. We're going to be routing our application, and we're going to be doing this in a very standard way. I mean, in the most cleanest and most standard way as possible. So let's get started. And we're going to remove all this. And right here you can see we already have a route page right here. So I'm just going to create the let me quickly create this and call this one sign up and register form. Okay, and we're just going to change some things right here. So register, and right here we can have a name, email, name, email, name, and we can call this name, name. Okay, so to confirm that works, if you come here and say and call this um, register form, and we come here and call this register form, and right now if you check this right now we have our register form right here. Okay, which is fine. But let's just return this back to login, and we're going to create his own page that is going to stay, so let's go ahead and create a page for register. So we call this register. Okay, uh yeah, register, and right now we call this register form. Okay, we remove all this from that. Let me just close this. So we have the form right now, and in our index we need to create an index dot uh, txt where we're going to be bringing those components together. Okay, so right now we need to do some few things. We're going to create a new function that will return all the routes in the authentication. So authentication route, we're going to call it out route auth list. So a list of authenticated routes, and let's just give this a type of route object from React Router DOM, and this is going to be an array, so we can have a proper structure for our route. So this will be path. The path for this is going to be login, and elements, we're going to have this as the login that we did earlier. Okay, so that's the login, and the next one is going to be the register. Okay, and this will be the register page we created. Have we created that? Yeah, register, sorry, mistake. And this will be register. Okay, and we have this app route right now. So what we can do is we can do a constant and app route outlet. Okay, right now we're not going to do much here other than just use the outlets from the React router DOM, and basically this is all we need to do for now. And we can export this as a constant, and we do app route, and this will be a route object. Okay, this will be a single route object, and right now we can do path with the auth. So we giving it like a prefix, and the element will be, instead of we defining all this right here, something like this, we can easily use the uh, outlet first. Let's use the outlet, and children. Instead of doing all this, we can just, instead of doing all this, this array right here, we can just, because we've created a constant for that, we've created a variable for that, And in the error, this is where the route error component that we created earlier, this route error comes in place. So if there is a problem with, you know, users can't find the route they're trying to access. If users can't find the route that they're trying to access, we just return this route error for that page, and we can have different route error for different parts of the application, but I'm going to use the same route error for everything. So this is it right here. We need to also create a global route list so that we can use that to link that to our app, so that the app can be aware of the routing system that we have in our application. So the next thing we can now do right now is to create a new folder called routes, and this where all the routes, like the global routes for our application, is going to be living. Okay, this is where it's going to be living. And the first thing we need to do right now is to create a base app.ts. This will be like a provider, but not exactly a provider. Constant, and we call this base app. Okay, and we can go ahead and constant outlet, and we can just get this from use outlet from React router done. Okay, so right here we can return uh, if you want to create a main layout, widget, uh, main layout component for your app, you can have it right here. um I don't know if we should do that, but in standard application you may want to have a main layout, and the reason for this is you might want to do some things in your main layout, but then let's just go ahead and create it in our layout. Let's just call this main lay layout. Okay, so in our layout component, we're just going to quickly create the main layout. I'm just going to copy the component. um, right here we can call this main layout.tsc, and we have it right here, and we can export that. Des.ts export all from main layout. Okay, and this is basically all we need to do, and right here we can export all from main layout. Okay, so this is all we need to do, and right now we can now use that uh, main layout that we've created. Okay, so let's go ahead and say main layout. Okay, um it requires children, yeah, so we can use suspense from React, and right here we just return the outlet. So this is just like returning children. So all the routes embedded in right here, we just returning it. So we have the base layout, and the next thing we can have right now is to build our route list. Okay, we need to also build our route list. So let's go ahead and let me see. um yeah, let's go ahead and build our um, route list. So this will be like a global route list for each of our module. So we already created a auth route. We're going to put the auth route in this. If we have a dashboard, we're going to put dashboard routes in this. If we have a payment or the link, we're structuring our project. We're putting them module by module. We have the authentication, we have the dashboard. Probably if we have something relating to payment, we want to put them in one place, and all the routes, we want to tie them together in this route list. That's just what we're doing essentially. So to do that, we're going to say constant. We're going to call this, what should we call this? Okay, let's call this, let's do it this way. Let's do it this way. This route list will be our dashboard page. Okay, this will be our dashboard page, and the reason for that is, let me explain. we want to have this base route. We want to have this base route to be linking directly to our dashboard. We want it to be linking directly to our dashboard. We don't want something like slash dashboard. Okay, so that route list will be our dashboard, our direct dashboard, and any link like authentication will be auth/slash login. Okay, you get that logic now. So on this route list, we're just going to have dashboard. So this will represent our dashboard. Although we're still going to have like the dashboard link, but for now, let's just have it like this. So this should return, let's just return this. Yeah, default like this. Let's just return it default like this. And what else can we do? What else can we do? We can now create our constant, call this dashboard routes, and this will be route like we did there earlier, route list object, and this will be a single this will be a single object. Okay, so the path is going to be just empty because we want that to be the name of our like domain in essential. So we're going to use this component, this dashboard component that we created. um yeah, let's just use it. And the next thing, we're going to have children 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 children. And the next thing is we're going to have error um element equal to route error from the component that we created earlier. So what's the error with this? Cannot find GSS. That's true. Let's just come here and return a simple GSS. Okay. The next thing is, let's go ahead and create our route list right here. Okay, so we can do this on a different page, but it is what it is. We can do this on a different page, route list, and right here we can call this route object. Okay, and this will be an array equal to an array of objects. You can say path equal to element. This will be the base app that we created earlier. Um, just follow me, you will understand this. Error element, that will be the route error that we created. And what next? Children. Okay, the children, now we're going to have the app routes that we created earlier, don't forget, and the dashboard routes. Okay, and basically this is all we need to do. Let's go ahead and close all this. This is all we need to do. We can export that as constant router equal to create browser router, and right here we just spread this route list that we created. Okay, and we can export constant app route router. So this all our app router, and this is going to be a function, and we return router provider, and our router will be what? Will be the router that we created. And basically just like that, we are done. I can say we're done, but not done, but we are getting there. So yeah, we can do it like this, but I'm thinking of something else, something else. Okay, you know, for okay, let's just have it this way. Let's just have it this way. You know what? This. Let's just put this in a a page of its own. Okay, let's just put this in a page of its own. Let's say index.css. Okay, um, just for clarity purpose, let's just put this in a page of its own, and we're gonna have something like this. Let's just go ahead and import all this. Import all this. Yeah, let's import this too. Let's import this, and let's also import this. Okay, so right here, let's just put this in a suspense, yeah, so that when the React is resolving that route, we can have like a a um a loading this thing. So we can have h4, and we call this loading. Okay, we have this, and don't let's close it like this. Let's close it like this. So we can now have this, right here. Yeah, this makes sense now. This makes sense. This makes sense. Um, we can create an history. We can also create an history for that. So constant route equal to spread that router list. So history, in case we need to do some redirecting, history is equal to create memory route, and we put the routes in there. Okay, this looks good to me. It looks good to me. And what else can we do? Yeah, in our app, in our app, we need to create like a provider. Okay, this will be like the last thing we're going to do. We need to create like a provider that, but for now, if we should go ahead and use this app router, remove this, and we come over here, uh, localhost, and we do auth/login. You can see that's working right now. Register, register. You can see those pages are definitely working right now. But what else? What we want to do? What else we want to do is that we want we want to create a provider. Okay, we want to create a provider, and basically this what this provider is going to be doing is the provider is going to be like our app provider. It's going to be like our app provider, and within that, we're going to specify some few things within that. So let's quickly create the provider before this video ends. So right here, let's just create a folder, and we call it providers. Okay, we call it providers, and right here we have our app provider right here. So let's create a new file called app provider. So we call it constant app provider. Okay, we're getting the spelling mixed up, provider. Okay, okay, so let's create a type for this. Type app provider props equal to children React node. Okay, and let's just quickly destructure that out of this app provider props. and we call this children. Okay, makes sense. um we can return, let's go ahead and return a, I'm just going a suspense first. So let's return a suspense first, and from there let's import this, import from React. From there, let's do error boundary that we created earlier, error boundaries. um, the next thing, for now, let's just leave it like this and just put the children. Okay, so in our app we can just use the app provider right here, and we call this app provider. Okay, this makes sense to me, and yeah, this makes sense for now. And if we come ahead and refresh, everything still works fine. Yeah, so that's how we do our app provider. And in the next video we're going to be working with some APIs. I think the next thing now is to start integrating the APIs. And yeah, so I'll see you in next video, guys.